Hey everyone, we are talking today with Marina Bocseri. Many of you know that Marina is the New Day board treasurer. She's also married to Christian, and their kids are Max, Aiden, and Aaliyah. They've been part of New Day for a long time. But I wanted to talk to Marina today because her family is also Ukrainian, and we've all been so concerned about what is happening there. And I know that with more personal ties to that part of the world, that the concerns and the fears just have to be all that much more increased. And so, our thoughts and prayers are with you, Marina, as well as what's happening over there. But I'm wondering, first, could you maybe share with people a little bit about your story, your family, when you left Ukraine and came here, and what your background is a little bit.
So we left Ukraine in 1999. We came here, the whole family, my whole family, including grandpa and grandma. That's how we got here. Mom was the only one who was able to take care of grandpa, so she came as a guardian, basically, or one that is looking over the grandpa. We are originally, so right now, like the way the war started, we are not really affecting, the region is not affected because we are very southwest, closer to the borders. But the way we are affected right now is the providing shelters and being on the back of the war and providing for the families that are escaping from lines of wars all the way further into the Ukraine, right? So we are basically the last resort that they coming into, or the area where I was born. So
and you still have some family that is there, is that correct?
I do, yes. We have I still have an uncle there and one of my cousins, their daughter. So they're still there. Again, it's in a region that is not affected by the war, but it's affected more by just helping the refugees, sheltering, with food, with the clothing, with living expenses, or providing the living for them. Also, we have few friends. My parents are really good friends with the church, local church there, and they also communicating in a good communication right now. If they can help, of course, right now it's all kind of frozen at this point. So you can really much help, but I believe once it kind of get a little better, then we are gonna be able to help there.
Yes. The local Ukrainian Slavic community here in the Northwest is pretty large. And you were sharing with me a little bit this week how they are helping and also how they're praying. Could you, I think that would be really helpful for New Day to know. Could you share that again with the congregation?
There is which is a beauty of the community, right? Like, so on Thursday, let's say, when everything start happening, it's very scary and worrisome and kind of sad and painful, right? So a lot of leaders came together. They put a little list what to really pray about the churches, and a lot of churches had a prayer night on Thursday night, and we'll continue to pray. And majority of it is like, in a very summary, is like for the safety and protection for Ukrainian people, like for loved ones, for the, like right now they're calling out all of the male to the military, right? From 18 to 60s. Now, like, everybody needs to be ready to go and fight, and nobody's ready for that, like, as much as we want to tell. So just pray for that, for moms' hearts, for wives' hearts, for people overall. Like, there's a lot of panic right now because all of this is done by Air Force, so you never know where it's coming from and how it's gonna affect you. Like, it's not like the front is pushing forward and, all soldiers there or there, like it's all from the sky. So it's right now it's very panicky. Another was point to pray is for the leadership, for the both parties, Putin and Ukraine, like to kind of find a compromise, like to find that, to resolve that conflict in a peaceful matters, it's very sad. They usually always call Ukraine and Russia like two brothers, big and small, and to have this, it's very sad to see that both of them are kind of don't want to compromise for whatever reasons, and it escalates into war. And another is for peace in Ukraine overall. Since 2014, when Russia took over Donbass and that kind of eastern part of Ukraine, there was never peace since then. There's consistently civil riots, and the biggest right now to pray for God, who is in control, who can do this, to help people come to peace.
Yeah.
And another is a big concern also is for Russian people, because the nations are very intermingled. And right now, the friends that were, let's say, the neighbors that were friends before Thursday, suddenly they become an enemy for no reason, basically, because Putin's strike on Ukraine, so right. It's, even in the pastor of the local church right there was sharing, we are very far away from anything. We are on a border. There's always mingled people, all the nations, but it's everybody turned against the Russian families for no reason, so it just to pray for Ukrainian people be more understand who the enemy is, basically. Sure. It don't ruin the relationships that they had or have with the families that live nearby for ages, basically, for years, Yes. And another is just for the global church, overall, you just pray for, like they say, in a bold intercessory prayer, bold proclamation of the gospel and the good deeds. This is an opportunity to really, us as the Christians, to be bold and do the good deeds, provide the be the gospel, to those who in need.
Well, I would love it right now, Marina, if you would be willing to lead us in a prayer. And feel free to pray both in English and Ukrainian. But we would just love to join with you right now in prayer for Ukraine.
We come before you today in our humble hearts, and along with all the Slavic community and along with all the churches that are right now before you in a plea for Ukraine, for Russia, and for all this peace and unsettled chaos. We pray for safety. We pray for understanding in a leadership. We pray for understanding between nations and not seek to understand what the enemy is and not to lose the relationships that are built. We pray for peace, overall peace in Ukraine. It has been for a while such an unsettled environment, and give them break. Send your people to gospel. Send the right leadership, and change the heart of Putin and change the heart of Ukrainian politicians, and help them to find the middle grounds that can be resolved with no war, the conflict can be resolved with no sacrifices. I also pray, God, for people like us that have so little to say into all of this, but yet have so much to give with their lives, with their peace with their livelihood. I just pray be with them, give them peace, ease that panic mode that is right now. Be with them. I also pray to you in Ukrainian. Господь, для всіх нас, хто є тут, хто зібралися разом, я прошу, щоб Твоя милість, Твоя любов була над нами, щоб Твій мир, він взяв і осінив всіх нас, щоб Ти дав мудрість лідерам і в Україні, і в Росії, щоб Ти смирив серце Путіна, щоб Ти смирив серце тих, хто бореться за національність і забуває, що є люди, які страдають від цього. Невинні люди, які зовсім в цьому нічого не будуть мати в кінці. Господь, ріши ці проблеми. Ми просимо Тебе в Тебе во ім'я Ісуса. Амінь.